everyone, welcome back. This is Gaming with Shoggoths, and we are going over some of the new stuff that has been added with the free update 3 for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Keep in mind that you do not need to purchase the Biosyn expansion DLC in order to get access to the new features that are being shown in this video. And if you do get the DLC, well, you get this stuff anyways. This is all stuff that affects the base game and is not part of a DLC, so you get this regardless of what you purchase. The first major update is that Challenge Mode now has 5 new maps. It has all the maps from Chaos Mode, which are, of course, Jurassic Park San Diego, Isla Sorna Site B, Jurassic World, and Return to Isla Nublar. They all have their own various little ticks and clicks and whistles and different challenges that you must meet, and they've also added some new things that are not in the other challenge modes, including dinosaur intelligence and fussiness. On the Lost World map, you actually will have a function called automated dinosaur shipments, which will pop up every few minutes and allow you to choose between 2 different groups of dinosaurs to be transported to your site, and then you'll have a countdown after that. So that sounds pretty cool. Like, as far as like a different kind of mechanic, you'll be picking dinosaurs instead of breeding them, it sounds like. So that's interesting. So challenge mode in general has gotten a bit of a facelift with some additions as well as unique challenges for each map, and I'm looking forward to trying those out, and perhaps I will get some videos going of that stuff too if anything fun or interesting happens. The next major part of the update is the addition of Dino Wrangling as seen in the new movie. Sort of. It'd be cool if we had horses. But basically this feature allows you to move your dinosaurs around without having to tranquilize them, which sounds great in premise. In actual practice though, like, it is a little tedious. I tried it before, like, I actually made this video. It can be a little tedious, but I feel like once you get the hang of it, it'll go a little better. We'll see if I've gotten the hang of it. Probably not, though. So in order to either summon the dinosaurs to you or send them elsewhere, you just cycle through your equipment as you would, like, if you're trying to go between your binoculars and flares. So I'm on PC, so that would be cycling between Q and E buttons. So obviously that's going to vary depending on which console or PC you are on. But I'll show you how all of these functions work. You can either summon dinosaurs to you in a cone, like this. So it would just be like these two right here. And you just get them into the cone, and then you hold down your left mouse button. And you got that whistle, you heard that whistle, and they come to you. Just like that. Which is quite interesting. In order to summon a bigger group, you can go to summon circle, and that'll, oops, not what I wanted to do yet. All right, so in order to summon them in a circle, summon a greater number of creatures, you get your circle, and you do the same thing. You hold mouse, and they will start following you, coming to you. I don't think is this everybody in here? No, there's some dinosaurs over there. Let's see. Okay, so we can make the size of the circle bigger or smaller. And I believe they will kind of follow you somewhat. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, so now we have a bigger circle. Got more of them in there. There we go. Because they were following, they're coming to us. All right, now, in order to send these guys somewhere, you would cycle through and you go to send. And where that little circle is where you will send them. Now, you'll notice that it kind of goes up to the edge of the fence unless you point it at a gate, and then it will put it farther back on the other side of the gate. So if you click that, that will send the ones that were in the radius. And I kind of messed up a little because I should have been back farther so they would all be in the radius of mine. There we go. All right. It's kind of weird that they do have that big summon circle and then a kind of a smaller send, but basically anything that's in your radius of your send. There we go. And we'll go like that. There we go. And they will go in there through the gate. Now, from what I've been reading on the update page, other dinosaurs will be able to go through that gate if it's open. So that's something to keep in mind. Go, buddy. Now, as I said, this is sort of tedious. I feel like it's tedious anyways. Like, I'm guessing, like, you know, once you get used to it, it'll probably be easier. And, I mean, I feel like it still takes less time than tranquilizing and transporting everything. What are you guys doing here? Alright, so you just have to be, just have to be better at than I am. The other way to collect the dinosaurs to you, keep hitting add task, direct control, is when you've got them, you can click middle mouse button when you're on the summon, and it will click on the one nearest to you, and then you can cycle back and forth by using your scroll wheel for anything that's in range. There we go. Okay, so I could do that. Hold down left click, it will summon that one to me. Scroll to that one, hold down, summon to me. There we go, we're starting to get a hang of this. And then we go send. Oops, there we go. Now, if you only click left mouse button, it kind of gets their attention. And then, but holding it is what you need to do in order to get them to move over. As far as I can tell, there is not one to specifically pick only one species or another. I could be wrong, but it doesn't, in the notes, it doesn't say anything about that either. So I'm going to guess that that is not a thing, and you're going to just have to be more precise. If you're worried about multiple species, I need to learn how to drive a car, apparently. Alright, so now in normal gameplay, you will only be able to do this with herbivores, with the exception of the Therizinosaurus. And then also, you cannot do it with carnivores, with the exception of the compies. So you can wrangle the compies, but no other carnivores. And you can wrangle all herbivores except for the Therizinosaurus. Now, if you are in Sandbox Mode, however, there is an option in the settings. In Sandbox Settings, if I go to the right options, there we go, Sandbox Settings. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Dinosaur send/summon default, and it says what I just said there. By default, all herbivores except Therizinosaurus can be commanded, and carnivores except Compsognathus cannot. But if you switch it to all dinosaurs, then you can actually herd carnivores as well. And I haven't tried it yet, but we are going to try it right now. I do have a bunch of dilos in here, and we're just gonna release them into the general population, because why not? Alright, so we are in here with our dilos and our other assorted creatures. Let's see. Let's do the circle. Now everything's coming to us, and all of them. Alright, yeah, yep, okay. Maybe. Let's see if we can get more in. Oops. Yep, and there they go. Including the dilos. So yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to move things around in big groups, once you get the hang of it, I'm sure it'll be a quicker process than tranquilizing everything. You just gotta know what you're doing. Now, one thing I'm actually curious about let's try. I'm curious if you can move them outside of an enclosure. All right. So we've got them paying attention. And can we send that yet? I think you can. Yep, you sure can. You can send them right out of the gate, out of the enclosure. That's interesting. I mean, I don't see. I mean, there shouldn't be anything to prevent you from being able to do that, but you know, at the same time, you never know what a game will or won't let you do. So that's cool. And now we got a bunch of dinosaurs running around. All right, another cool new feature for Sandbox Mode, and you'll notice that a lot of these updates are like some of the gameplay stuff is in the new free update. A lot of it is sandbox related, sandbox centric, which is good because I mean, once you finish the storylines, there's not a lot to do other than play sandbox. You know, that ends up being, I think, where everyone ends up spending a lot of their time. So it's really good that they are sprucing up sandbox mode. But one of the other options you now have is to be able to have multiple copies of each of the like facility buildings, you know, like an extra entrance, actually more than one entrance, more than one extra entrance, you know, command centers, multiple command centers and stuff like that. You can turn this on and off in your settings. It's down here, operation building limits. If you have it on, it'll be like normal gameplay where you can only have one of each of the ones that are limited. And if you turn it off, then that will allow you to have multiple copies of those that would normally be limited, like for instance your arrival point. And see right there, well, oops, I meant to show you that it'll look if you hover over it, see it says restricted 1 of 1 built, but you can still click on it if you have your proper option selected, and you can still place it. Now the second and beyond, let's see, let's just put another one so yes, you can have more than 2 even. The second and beyond will say, see how it says decoration there on the pop-up window. So they are considered decorations, but I do know that, so if you, let's say we disconnected all these, let's see how they are no longer connected to a pathway. As far as I am aware, these would still be considered, yes. These are still considered arrival points as far as your, the rest of your facilities are concerned, and they will count as arrival points. They're just there as decoration. So like on your command center, you can only, like if you have 2 command centers, let's show you, or control centers is what I meant. So say you had 2 of them. It's funny how the second one builds like instantaneously. The decorative ones build instantaneously. It's kind of funny just to see it already ready to go. But like, see if you try and click on it, it doesn't give you any other options, no upgrades, no anything else. But this one, you know, you have your upgrades and power. Now the nice thing about the decorative ones is they don't require power to operate either. So that's cool. And they do, oh, they even, I didn't know that. So like, see on this one, it says go to operation. And that was clicking on a decorative one, and it takes you to the actual functional one where I can close the park, etc., etc. So that is pretty cool. Does that do that on this one too? Yep, go to operation. So you click on go to operation, and there you go. It takes you back to the functional one. That's pretty cool. I really like that. You know, that goes just a smidge beyond like what the mods that have been available does. So that is cool, and I dig it. That is a great addition to kind of, you know, make it so there's one less mod that we have to use in order to enjoy and have fun with the game. All right, this next bit is also for sandbox mode. We've got a little bit of chaos going on here with all the dinosaurs running around outside the fence, but you know what? We're gonna leave it there. We're just gonna roll with it. It's just an experimental video anyways. So the newest addition as far as the tour rides go is a DFW, Department of Fish and Wildlife themed tour. It's like the Jeep tour from Jurassic World, not like the original Jurassic Park Jeep tour, but the bigger more military looking Jeep tour. And this one is themed for the DFW. That way, if you were doing a DFW only park, you can still have a tour that goes through the place. So that's really cool. We'll see what the truck looks like in just a second. We're going to do the other part of the update to the tour rides, which is that they now count as a transportation. And when you connect them together, they also count as like being connected to your path. So I believe the way it works is that as long as one of them is connected to a path like this one is, then the rest of them will all be like connection points without having being attached to another building or to a monorail or to an arrival point. So we are going to give that a whirl. I haven't tried that yet, so this is a first for me, and we'll figure it out as we go. It shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to go like this. This is, you know, not meant to be pretty, just meant to be just trying to figure things out. We're going to, of course, have an Edmontosaurus in our way, because why not? Alright, so we've got one connected to that. Oh, okay, that's right. I forgot. Been a while since I've done this. So I forgot that what you actually have to do is add one via this. Okay. So then we have this one, right? Yes. And, oops. Oh, uh-oh, did I mess it up? I think I messed it up because I accidentally backed out of it. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. And then that one, and then we go from there. So, I guess this one is moot. And then we're gonna go here. We'll come through here. Okay. Alright, so maybe they still have to be connected via some kind of path. Yes, okay. So they just have to be connected via some sort of path. Kind of like a lot of the other buildings do. They no longer have to actually be connected to either like the arrival point in some way, shape, or form. As you can see, the only way that they're connected to the arrival point is by the fact that one of these along the way is connected to the arrival point. So that's how that works. Sorry, I sort of misspoke earlier, but basically as long as one along the trail is connected to the arrival point, the rest of them, you know, because so now you could, you know, have your paths coming off, and each one of these could be their own if you want to. And you could have separate little, like a hotel, which is something I tried to do in an old park, like towards the beginning of the game. So now I'll actually be able to do it, and without mods even, where, you know, this could be its own like area over here, and you don't have to worry about it being attached to a monorail or an arrival point, which I feel like changes the game completely as far as, building really cool, interesting parks without, you know, having paths that are just going everywhere or monorails that are going everywhere. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. I dig that. That is an excellent update. Alright, so this is the new DFW Tour Jeep. Looks pretty cool. So it looks a lot like the Jurassic World ones, except it's got the DFW colors. I like that green stripe. Looks cool to me. I dig it. It's a nice little addition. So yeah, so in addition to all this stuff that I've gone over in this video, some of the other stuff that there's no way to like actually show you is things like bug fixes, although I would like to point out one bug fix which says that they fixed a bunch of instances in which dinosaurs would get stuck, and I just have to clear my throat on that one because yeah, my storyline mode or campaign mode for this DLC totally got stuck and I had to start over again because dinosaurs got fixed. So obviously that still needs a little bit of work. Hopefully they will get to that. But yeah, there's lots of bug fixes. There's some dinosaur behavior fixes that have been made, actually quite a lot. So it's definitely worth like looking through an update list to see all of this other stuff. They've added little minor things like the logos into for Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic Park into capture mode, as well as changing relationships between certain dinosaurs that probably should have been getting along with to begin with. And there's also some behavior mechanics in that sauropods now, I believe they will fight back. Oh yeah, the combat stats of sauropods have been upped. I don't know if that actually means they fight back, but I think that makes it so that they're less likely to attack or get attacked, or less likely to die from an attack. And also, let's see, made it so more dinosaurs are needed in general to start jump attacks on sauropods. That sounds good. Because, you know, they were very much, I feel like, getting taken advantage of. They do have a bunch of new accessibility features that highlight the dinosaurs if you have color blindness problems or other vision impairment. So that is really cool. Look at these guys playing. I love these colors. That blue Montosaurus is really cool. But yeah, just a lot of basic little things to just make our lives a little bit better. I imagine it's just dude walking in that grass. He must have gotten scared off. But yeah, you know, it's a lot of these. I bet you if you didn't look at the list, you may not even notice, you know, individually. But on the whole, I think they'll probably make everything run a bit smoother in this game.